video, we're going to do a different colour scheme this time using a different media, and I'm going to be using watercolour. You're going to need your tin lid clean, because that is your palette, and I must stress, this is what you paint from, not this. Okay, that is a common misconception. A couple of little brushes of different sizes, water, and some nice blue roll. Right, last time I did pinks, purples and blues for my colour scheme because that linked with the colour theory. This time I'm going to try more of a yellow because it means warmth, optimism. I'm going to add a little bit of orange into that and potentially going into something with a bit of pink or red. Okay, so I'm going to stay within my warm colours this time. I'm going to start with my lightest colour first, which is yellow. I'm going to mix it in the lid, in the thing like that. And I'm going to put it in my tin lid so I can see whether it's light or dark. Okay, and I'm going to start here as though it's icing. I'm holding my brush at the metal part and I'm going to apply a thin coat staying inside the lines. Taking the same colour now, whilst this is wet, I'm going to get it much darker and much thicker off the block, and in the corners I'm going to apply a darker shade. See how I'm using the tip of my brush to stay inside the line. Okay. If you do go outside the line, I would suggest you try and wash it away with a little bit of water. And that's why we do our lightest colours first. I'm going to wash my brush and dab it on the blue roll. So now it's clean and quite dry. And I'm just going to tap those colours until they fade together. That's not quite fading here how I would like. I'm going to wash again, dry on the blue roll, and then tap that there so it fades through. Quite important to do that whilst it's still wet. Okay, I'm going to go down in with my tin lid, my lighter yellow, and add it down to the drip at the bottom. Okay, at the moment I've only blended two colours. Okay, I'm going to try and get a third one in. And I would go here. The darker off the block. Wash my brush, dry it on the blue roll, and dab those shades together. Wash. I'm going to go in with a little bit of orange now, where it's a bit drier at the top. Just a little. It's too wet to be doing it on the bottom one. And I'm going to get that third colour blended. Right, I've gone outside my line. Brilliant learning moment. Let me zoom in on there. So ever so slightly outside my line. I'm going to completely wash my brush and I'm going to dry it. And I'm going to use this now to just go on the edge. Wash my brush, completely dry it, go on the edge, and fade that away. Hopefully that will dry and you'll not notice. Bit drier at the bottom now, so I'll go in with some orange. For that warmth, that psychology of colour. So I'm thinking about my target market all the time. I'm curving the tones so it looks nice and 3D. Again, washing my brush and then just tapping and dabbing that in there. For my writing, I wouldn't do that in paint, it's too thin. What I might do is get some coloured fine liner pens in my colour scheme and add those. And then I'm going to do pinks and reds on the cherries. Keeping with my warm colour scheme, that homemade, warm feeling that you want from a bakery. Might even use my dark orange now to try and hide that dodgy fine liner line. I need a darker yellow at the bottom. So that's missing from this section. Like a little shadow. If it goes a bit patchy, I don't know if you can see that in this light, the colour isn't quite smooth. What you just need to do with that is get a clean damp brush again, wash your brush, dry it on the blue roll and just try and smooth that over. Again, lightest colours first, going into your darker ones second. The shine is over on the other side of the cherry, so it would make sense that this has got shadow on this side. Wash, dry on the blue roll. And a little bit of red, that pinky red that's in the palette, I think, just at the end. And imagine that that's been done all over.